Learning tarot can be extremely overwhelming, especially if you have to learn this thick tarot deck of 78 cards, isn't it? A lot of you will resonate with this feeling because it is really terrifying how one has to learn the meanings of all these 78 cards. But if you're struggling in learning these cards, then this is your video, because in this video I'm going to share with you how you can learn and understand these tarot decks in a really simple way, in a really shorter span of time, like really fast as. And this way of learning tarot is going to make you learn these tarot cards for life, for good, in a very easy way, very shorter time. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon right there below to receive notifications about all my videos that I upload on this channel. And if you would also like to be updated about more tarot tutorials, then this is your tribe, and I wholeheartedly welcome you to my beautiful family. One quick shout out also to all of you. If you want to find me on Facebook and Instagram, then I have a presence with the name The Journey Into You. Before we dive into the details, I just want to remind you guys that if you want to pick up a notebook and a pen to note down what we are sharing in this video, then please just pause the video over here right now. Just go pick up your pen and notebook and come, and then just like, let's get started. Also, do remember not to skip or forward this video, because every single second of this video is important, because it is only going to cut down the number of hours you are going to spend on learning tarot, because this video is only going to make your understanding of tarot simpler, faster, and quicker. We are all human beings, we are all emotional beings, we are all spiritual beings, and most often than not, whether we may acknowledge it or we may not acknowledge it, but we have all been blessed with something which is called as our natural instincts, and a lot of us use our natural instincts in our day-to-day life, but we often do not recognize or acknowledge them. So my first biggest giveaway to you for this video, and my main tip, my main trick of learning tarot cards, 78 tarot cards just in one go, is just one word: understand. Yes, ta-da! The word is understand. That is the trip. Do not learn these cards by heart. Do not mug up these cards. Do not mug up the booklet, because that is going to make your process very difficult. Basically, you need to understand what each and every card is trying to tell you. We all have been blessed with instincts, as I said. So you need to utilize your instincts to see what impression you get from a particular card, have that interpretation in your mind, and then you translate it into a reading. And that is the easiest way how you can learn tarot. Now I will break down understanding the card in 4 steps. Before we go further, I just want to let you know that do not skip any step of this video, because every step is going to be very important in your journey of learning tarot faster, simpler, and in a quicker manner. First tip of how you can understand the tarot card is, now we start with, for example, the Fool card. So what you need to do is that you need to first of all use your instincts. Just have a look at the card and see what it is making you feel. Is it making you feel good, or is it making you feel bad, or is it making you feel nothing, like okay? So that feeling, the first instinct when you look at a card and what impression you get, is the feel of the card. And that is a feeling that should be based on your instincts. So that is one feeling that you will forever have when you look at this card. Of course, that feeling will change when this card is, put aside another card in a reading, but that comes after this. Right now, we are in the process of understanding and learning the cards. So first point, see what you are feeling about the card, how you feel about the card. The second point is story. Now you see every card in tarot deck is a unique card. Every card has a unique story that it wants to tell you. So try to see what story is the card telling you. Like you have in this card, there is something going on. There is this person in a particular position, looking somewhere, standing somewhere. There is a dog over here trying to say something. Then there is a sun. So there is a story happening over here. There is something on his hands over here. There is something going on over here in this hand, and the kind of clothes so there is a story going on over here. And what is the story telling you? That is what you need to understand. So the first impression was to see what the card is making you feel without using your mind and your heart, just like first glance. Once you have that understanding of what this card is making you feel, then you try to analyze what is the card telling you, what is the story of the card. That understanding, once you will have that what is the card telling you, then you pick up the booklet and see what the booklet says for this particular card. All right, just read what the booklet is saying. Do not try to learn it, because what you have had is you have just seen the card, made an impression about it, and then you are only checking what value addition the booklet has to make to the knowledge that you have made on your own by looking at the story. And most often than not, we are not wrong about the story that we interpret, because this particular deck, the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck, is so beautifully designed, is so beautifully made that you cannot mistake in interpreting these cards. So have confidence on what you feel about the card, and only take reference from the booklet in just adding words to your understanding of the story. So this brings us to the third point, color interpretation. Yes, you can see there are so many colors on this card. Every card has different colors. See, every card has different colors, and everything in tarot has a meaning. Every color in tarot has a meaning. We can feel what a color makes us feel. For example, just close your eyes and somebody tells you black. What does black make you feel? A lot of people will say fear. A lot of people will say dark. A lot of people will say something not good. What does white make you feel? Something very pure, something nice, something comfortable, something cozy. What does pink make you feel? Pink represents love. We are instinctual beings, and we do have some basic feeling associated with every color. I'm going to take you through the color interpretations, which are very basic and based on instincts, which will be very easy for you to learn. So keep watching this video till the end, because I will be sharing the color palettes and with basic details which are going to be very easy for you to learn. This brings us to the fourth point of understanding tarot cards very easily, which is understanding the cards through symbols. You have this man who is dressed in a certain manner. Now see, this person is dressed very differently than this person and from this person. So every card, every character in this deck in tarot is uniquely dressed. So there is a reason why they're dressed like this. There is a reason why it has these small flowers in its dress. There is a rose in his hand. There is a sun over here. There is a rod over here on which he has something packed up. There is a dog. There is a cliff. There is this hill. There is some water over here. So all these symbols represent a meaning which adds value to the whole feeling and story of what this card is telling you. So I will take you through what these symbols mean. They're basic instinctual symbol which you anyways know in your day-to-day life, but we will just sit together and recollect those meanings so that it becomes very easy for you to understand what these symbols are telling you, which adds up to the story you can see from this card. So this is going to make you absolutely thorough in your knowledge, understanding and learning of tarot cards. It is going to make the process very simple, very easy and very fast for you. So if you see, what we have done so far is that we have taken a broader picture, which is understanding the cards, and then broken it down into phases of how you can learn. First, instinct, then detailing the instinct by understanding the story of the card, and then breaking down how we can understand the story of the card via color palettes and symbols. As you can see, this card has a lot of yellow color in it. What do you feel? You feel vibrancy. Yellow color represents excitement. Yellow color represents brightness. And yellow color also represents higher consciousness, because if you see, a lot of gods will have a halo of yellow color. So yellow color also represents higher consciousness. Now let's move to the red color. When you look at red color, instinctively, what do you feel? You think about fire. Okay, now fire also can mean passion. Passion, you know, because fire and passion have the same feeling attached to it. So it could mean passionate love, passion in career, a person who's generally passionate. Red color also represents energy. It also represents anger, because a lot of people associate red color with anger. For example, if a bull sees red color, it runs after it because it gets angry. So red color represents anger. It represents blood. Red color also represents creativity because it's passion, it's fire. So see what this color is making you feel, and all those meanings could be added to this card. All right, so this person could be very creative, this person could be very powerful, this person could be very passionate, this person could be, you know, somebody who gets angry a lot. So it could mean so many different meanings individually in the card or when it is clubbed with any other card. We will also talk about white color. Okay, white color over here, then we have white color in this card. There is so much of white in these two cards. See, first of all, what impressions do you feel about white color? When you see white, you think about purity, right? You think about somebody who is very innocent. White color often is also associated with intuition, associated with spirituality, because you will see a lot of nuns, for example, wear white clothes. A lot of people who are spiritual practitioners, they wear white color because white color represents peace, calmness. White color represents stability. You know, it represents somebody who's so very comfortable in their skin, somebody who's very wise, somebody who's very mature, somebody who's very spiritual and godly. So that is what white color represents. Okay, the next color that we will talk about is green color. So see, in this card, if you see in the background, there's so much of greenery. There's so much of greenery all over here. So greenery represents, again, over here, there is so much of greenery over here. Now, green color in general, what does it mean? Green color is basically, we think about green color in terms of plants, in terms of trees, in terms of flowers, grass, etc. So green means something that grows, all right? So therefore, green represents prosperity, because it is something which is a result of growth. All right, so green represents in tarot prosperity. Green represents in tarot abundance, because it's like, you know, like greenery gives us food, it gives us wealth, agriculture gives us wealth. So these are all things associated with growth and prosperity. That is what green color stands for. I think in this particular deck you will not see it clearly, but blue color in tarot represents water. Okay, then there is black color. Black color in tarot represents something which is very instinctively, dark, something which is not very comfortable, something which is not very clear. There are hidden secrets. It's scary. It is associated with feelings of fear. So that is what black stands for. So with this, we come to the end of color palettes. And now let's move to the symbols. Now we've come to the last part of the video, which is symbols, understanding the cards through symbols. So the first and foremost 4 very important symbols that you really need to know in these cards is wands, which is these rods or wooden sticks. These are rods or wands, and wands represent action. Now how you can learn is this, that we often, whatever we do, our actions are in our hands, right? So, you know, whatever we do, it is all up to us. It is in our hands. So by that phrase, you can remember that this thing, this wand, which is in your hand, is something that represents your action. Okay. The next card or the next symbol is these. These are swords. Now, what do swords do? Swords is something which is used to cut something. If we don't use our communication efficiently and properly, a lot of times we end up cutting ties with people. A lot of times we end up cutting opportunities, slashing opportunities that we otherwise may have had. So this is something that we cut sometimes. it's a very negative way of remembering that swords represent communication, swords represent ideas. But it's just a way to remember, just a simple trick with the way I had learned it. So swords represent communication and ideas, right? Then the next one is a symbol which is a cup. So what does a cup hold? A cup or anything of this sort holds a liquid. The property of liquid is to flow, right? And the emotions that we have also flow, right? The emotions is something that flow through our life, that flow across our body, our mind, heart, and soul. So match that flow of emotions with the flow of water. So flow is the trick that you need to remember, which represents water or emotion. So therefore cups represent emotion. So we often connect emotions with water in cups and in tarot, sorry. Also, the last symbol, the most important symbol, I mean not the last symbol, but the most important symbol is a pentacle. This is like a circle and a star inside it. It looks somewhere closer to maybe a coin. So therefore it is called a pentacle in tarot. This is called a pentacle, and pentacle represents, as I said, it looks like a coin. It represents worldly things, it represents materialistic things, it represents money, finances, prosperity. All right, so these are 4 important symbols in tarot: cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. Each of these symbols represent a suit in tarot. So now let's move to other symbols in tarot. I will start with the first and most important symbol, though all symbols are very equally important, but in general I'll start with this because there is a reason why I'm starting with this. Now this symbol is sun. Now let's go back and see what does sun represents in our day-to-day lives. Every day when the sun comes up in the morning, it symbolizes beginning of a new day, new beginnings. Sun symbolizes something new which is coming in your life, something new that is going to start to happen in your life, something positive. It is a positive symbol. The next symbol is the moon. If you see over here, there is a circle. This is a small moon. This is a half moon, this is a full moon, this is a half moon, again this is a half moon. So first we'll talk about full moon. Now what does a moon represent? Often in the night when we sleep, it's our conscious mind that has slept, but our subconscious mind still keeps working. So, and our subconscious mind is connected to intuition. It is connected to higher wisdom, higher powers. So therefore moon represents our instincts. It represents our intuition. It represents our subconscious mind, our higher power, the higher self. So that is what full moon stands for. Coming to half moon, there's a reason why half moon. Full moon means instincts, higher power, higher knowledge. Therefore, if it is cut into half, which is like this or this, which means half knowledge, or not seeing things properly clearly, or not utilizing your full wisdom in its full capacity, that is what half moon represents. Okay, then let's move to star. So if you see in this picture, you see a star. What does a star represent? In the night sky, when there are stars, imagine a situation. If you are walking somewhere in an open field and you do not have any buildings or any street lights till the place where your eyes can see it, there is no light at all around you, and you even have a cloudy night, so the whole sky is like pitch black and there are no stars and you can't even see the moon. It will be an absolute darkness, right? But if in the same scenario you had a starry sky, a sky full of stars and moon, you will be able to see around you what is going on, what is the way that you can walk on, even if you do not have an artificial man-made light anywhere close to you. You will still be able to manage yourself properly with the starlit sky. That is what stars symbolizes over here, that it shows, it's like, shining light on people. That's what star represents, shining your light on people, inspiring people, influencing people in their lives in some way or the other. And we also say, right, that entertainment industry is all starry and glittery. So it also represents, stardom. It represents entertainment, all the glittery industries that people work in. So that is what star represents. The next, we move on to the flowers. What do you feel when you look at a flower? You feel nice. You feel that, like we feel happy when somebody gives you flowers, right? It's a good gesture. So flowers represent happiness. Flower represents prosperity. Flowers represent happy times. Of course, flowers don't last forever. So these happy times don't last forever, but it does represent happy times. Also, the next one is the garden. So if you see, there is so much of greenery, so much of garden over here. All right. So greenery symbolizes growth and abundance, because greenery, what does greenery do? Plants, grass, trees, all these bushes, they grow, right? So anything that grows, this growing thing represents abundance. It represents prosperity. Now the next, we move on to trees. Okay, for example, over here, trees in tarot represent balance, because what does trees do? We sow a seed in the soil, and then we have the roots. The stronger the roots of a tree are, the taller the tree becomes and the longer its life is, right? So this fact that the more stronger you are within the soil, the more taller you are outside of the soil, that represents balance, isn't it? So tree represents balancing. All right, there is balancing required. Likewise, I'll show you a very interesting card. Okay, so do you see over here you have 3 pomegranates? Okay, so any kind of fruits which are shown in tarot, fruits represents results and rewards, because what are fruits? You sow a seed and then you take care, you water it, you nurture the plant, then it grows into a beautiful plant. Then it gives you those tiny buds, and then they bloom into beautiful fruits. All right, and then fruit is what you eat. So that's fruitful, right? That there's a reason why we call it fruitful, something which is rewarding, something which is a result. The next symbol is hills. So hills, if you see in tarot, are often represented on a ground. The hill will be starting from the ground, and then there is a peak. Starting from the ground, and then there is a peak. Likewise, see, starting from the ground, and then there is a peak over here. So this means that, there is opportunity of growth, because it is going up, right? In a graph, anything which goes up and comes down, so you always see that there is an opportunity to grow, right? So hills represent an opportunity to grow. The next symbol is buildings. So if you see in the background, you see some buildings over here. Buildings are something which we build on the ground, right? If a person builds a house or owns a house, it represents that they are stable in life. And house also represents that they have good financial situation or assets. Next symbol is infinity. What does infinity mean? See, infinity, and often in tarot you will see that infinity often comes above the head of a person. Infinity means infinite, and the fact that it is coming on top of the head means that infinite knowledge. Somebody who's endless, whether it is giving love, whether it is understanding people, whether it is whatever aspect of that person is, it means infinite. Okay, the next symbol for us is this, a holy cross. This cross represents that the person is spiritual and religious, higher power, higher wisdom, knowledge, and maturity. The next symbol that we have is jewelry. Normally, somebody who has good amount of money is a person who owns a lot of jewelry and stones. So in tarot, if somebody has jewelry and stones, means that they have good amount of money, good financial stability, good financial situation, and prosperity in life. The next symbol that we are going to talk about is wings. So in tarot, you will find a lot of cards in which you will either see a full angelic figure, or you will only see wings. All right, I think the Chariot card has only wings. Let me just figure that card out 1 second. Let me just yeah, so see, in this card or this card, now see over here you have a full angelic person. This is the World card, in which you have representations of angels over here. And then this is a Chariot card on which you have wings over here, if you see, right? So wings represent divine intervention, angels blessing you, universe being on your side. So that is what wings means, or angels means. Next important symbol that we will talk about is clouds. Clouds are very important in tarot, and you will see clouds often coming in your cards. Now, what does clouds represent? When the sky, normally if there are no clouds in the sky, what do you see? You see a clear sky, you see a starry sky, you see all the stars, you see the moon, everything is visible, right? And if it is cloudy, then what happens? You're not able to see anything, right? So that is exactly what clouds represent in tarot. They represent something which is hidden, okay? Because clouds in the sky, they hide the stars. So in tarot also, clouds represent something that is hidden. So for example, in this particular card, you know, clouds, that means like out of nowhere somebody is giving you some action to do, somebody is giving you some work to do. So out of nowhere you are getting an opportunity to work, for example. So that is what clouds do. Clouds often also represent something which is not very clear to people, or people when they're not able to see things properly. That's what clouds represent. The next symbol we will talk about is a horse. So horse, what do horses do? What do we relate horses to in the first place? It is derby, the horse race, right? So therefore, because horses are predominantly used in races, so you can say that horses represent speed in tarot. And by speed, what I mean to say is that, for example, in this context, okay, the horse, you can see that the horse is literally like, you know, going up and, you know, already in the, like, it's not on the ground like this. This horse is standing straight, but this horse is still on its journey and jumping and riding high. So this horse is in the speed. It is on its way. It is going to reach wherever it has to reach very, very soon. It is on its way and in great speed. At the same time, if this horse is standing still, it's standing straight on the ground, it means that it has already come. So, you know, there is sun over here. Sun represents new beginning, and horse represent this horse. The way the horse is standing is still. That means new beginning is just about to start. You're almost going to enter into a new beginning phase in your life. So that's how you combine meanings of symbols and read tarot. The next symbol that we have in tarot, which is not very often seen in a lot of cards, but in some cards it will be seen, is a cat. If you see a cat, normally cat has very sharp eyes, and we can just like resonate it with somebody who's like very aware, somebody who's very watchful, because if you go around a cat, near a cat, it will be very cautious, right? So that is watchfulness, and that is what cat represent in tarot. The next symbol, again, which is not very often seen in tarot, is dog. A dog is the most loyal animal, most loyal friends of human being. So a dog in tarot represents loyalty. Another important symbol that you will see is rocks, especially in water. All right, so rocks represent obstacles. So anywhere if you see rocks in the picture, whether on ground or in water in tarot, it means an emotional blockage, right? Because rocks block the flow of water, isn't it? So, you know, you're having emotional blockage. If you see rocks on the ground, it means that you might be finding it difficult to find stability in your life. So with this, we come to the end of this video. And wasn't this tutorial very easy for you to understand? Because just with this simple understanding of tarot, learning tarot becomes extremely simple, really fast. And the way you learn tarot through this way, it is always going to be for a lifetime. You really don't have to mug up. You really don't have to like pick up the booklet and like sit for hours and hours and like, you know, gulp it down your system. So understanding the cards is the way to go. And if you have any questions, if you have any clarifications, if you have any doubt, if you have any questions regarding learning tarot, please just leave your questions in the comments section. I will try to answer as many questions as possible. And if you want me to make a video on any particular topic pertaining to learning tarot, also leave a comment about that, and I will definitely pick it up and make a video on that. I hope that this video was useful to you, and you really become successful in your journey of learning tarot. It is a beautiful tool of guidance, and I really hope that this video was useful for you, and I will be posting more such tutorial videos on YouTube about learning tarot, about reading tarot, about monthly, weekly zodiac readings, pick a card reading, spirituality, healing, and so much more. So if this is your tribe, if this is your interest, then do not forget to subscribe to my channel, The Journey Into You. I'm also there on Facebook and Instagram. So I will see you guys very, very soon in my next tutorial. Until then, bye-bye.